We're going up against Paladins yet again. Stoneblood gonna go for a trinket immediately. That's gonna be a stun onto work. Human racial to follow. He is playing not the hammer build. He's playing the... You try to interrupt him? I think he did try to kick him. Oh, killing spree, but he actually walks away from it. No! That's the biggest disappointment. The killing spree walk away. Don't tell me he cold-blooded the killing spree, right? I don't think he did. Although, that'd be really, really good. Dial froze, console reload, lol. Yeah, you reload UI? No. I'm just typing back and forth, man. I'm just typing back and forth. Somebody asked, like, yo, you got any spots for raid stuff? I was like, well, maybe bodies, but not like a raid position or anything like that. We are going to be doing splits, so the more bodies we can have in a raid for loot, the better. So I'm just explaining to somebody like, hi, we're not actually recruiting, but if you wanted to be like an extra body so we could get more loot, that'll be swell. But I'm also being upfront, like, I gotta explain, like, well, you won't really be able to roll on loot. We'd basically be like, hey, can we get all the loot in order so we can make progression? But you can come along, get AOTC, things like that. You know what I mean? Trying to figure all this stuff out while mid-duel. Probably not the best time to do it, to be honest. Stun to Word does not have a Cloak of Shadows. Is gonna grapple out of here. Look at that grapple out, man. He just fish hooked himself out of here. Trying to see if he can back in. And is gonna try to see if he can get himself a heal. Cheap shot to fall. It is very, very DR'd, however. Oh! That stun was super DR'd. That was unfortunate. Chilpez does go in for a full blind. Stoneblood has himself bubble. I don't know how the dragon did not connect, by the way. I have no idea. Breath is in. Chilpez is not chasing after Stone, but it is a bubble, though. To be fair, that is a bubble. Trying to see if he can get a repent into a silence to follow. Still got himself the big scythe. That scythe does a lot of damage. He's got a second one. That scythe is super spooky looking, and it just cranks out damage. With Stoneblood not left with a lot of health. I don't know if he's got... I don't think he's got lay on hands anymore, does he? He may not. Chilpez does not play Dark Sim, so he's not like he can really spell steal anything from Stoneblood specifically. He's just gonna go Dawn Lighting, just to make sure he's got himself as much healing as possible, but those Dawn Lights do run out. Does get himself an immunity. Chilpez has some physical damage he can technically do with obliterators that don't crit, but it's very, very limited. He's just gonna have to use everything he can just to bunker down here. Gripping Stoneblood back in, going for as many death strike as possible. That is gonna be IBF with death pack just to see if he can bunker down. It's just enough to get the Rhyme Shatter proc, and does end up taking it. The mugs I want to get from normal raid, dude. A lot of these mugs do look good, do they not? Void gonna be up next. Love this mount, man. I like the animation that it has for like the actual movement. It actually looks a little better than normal horse animations. It just looks like more realistic. I don't know. It's fresh too. Silence on a Void does get himself the altar. It's gonna be big sights hitting him back to back, but he's actually just keeping it cool and collected. I was losing my stuff. It looks like he was able to get himself a setup with the Touch of the Magi. Dome down for a second. Chilpez does have that arcane circle around him. Try to go for a kick. I don't think that connected. Barrage is down for Void. Got himself more cast and trying to see if he can just get a lot of damage on Chilpez while he's behind the pillar. Anytime you poke away from behind the pillar, those missiles just do way too much damage. AMS is up. Void does go for a trinket. Just Shields have himself a big lockdown here. Potentially is going to go behind the pillar, letting AMS eat up those missiles. But he just does not have a lot of opportunity to heal. As long as he can keep a chain of ice onto Void, he does make it harder for him to approach. Into a full invis. Breath to follow. Does have a frosty breath of his own. Silence right after for Chilpez. Maybe there's an opportunity to make some damage happen. Quick block. No, there's just not much you could do. Does end up taking him out. The amount of damage an Arcane Mage can do right now is criminal. With Messiah full silence, I don't know if Void can go anywhere. That silence actually was DR'd from Chills, so you didn't get a full value. Yet another grip, taking him out very quickly. Does end up taking him out fast. Who's up next? Is it RMP? Wait, RMP is just gonna attack by the by the riders. Dude, this just shows you riders on their own are actually very strong, aren't they? You can't control them, unfortunately. Like, you literally cannot control them. But you see how much damage they did by themselves? He wasn't even near him. Just all the damage by himself. Shield of Edits is up though for Layson as Messiah dropping in an IBF. Perfect IBF for that big hammer. That could have been a lot of damage. Shield of Edits is going to be painful. I don't know if he spell stole any ability from Layson. He may have, but I'm not 100% on that one. And Layson's still looking very healthy. I don't know though if he used Lay on Hands in that approach, because I was watching RMP getting healed by Chicago. Dark Messiah does get hit with a Hodge. Silence to fall. Got himself some damage rolling in. Layson trying to see if he can break out of there. Dark Messiah is riding his tail, blind to follow. Just trying to see if he can avoid Messiah's burst as best as possible. Wake of Ashes is in. That is going to be full AMS available. Death back to follow. Blind into Layson. Does go for a trinket. Hammer comes down, but Messiah actually was able to live that fairly well, though his health is still very, very low. Ledgeborn just to see if he can bunker down. Doing a lot of damage to Layson. Might be able to get a bubble out of him. Lay on hands. I don't know if you were able to spell steal lay on hands. Don't think so. I don't know if you can normally, but that would be insane if you could. Would be insane if you could. Now, the other two is going to be Alliance Man over here or Ever Changer as a Frosty Mage. Not Arcane this time, Frosty. Alliance Man got himself the big grippy hand. Blessing is saying to make sure there's no stuns on him. Does he have the grips? He needs to get those grips from around the corner. The pets are going to attack him. And he also got to make sure he's standing next to him. That grippy hand, by the way, is not your normal A-bomb limb. Spell Warden, you do have a lot of physical damage. You do still have a lot of physical damage. You just gotta let the pets do work. Let the riders do work. Riders can actually kill Layson, but Layson lands the hammer at the end. Oh my god, Layson! The hammer at the end. What's crazy? It's gonna be a full trinket out of Everchanger. It's gonna be bubble out of Layson. Everchanger may be looking for a bubble himself or potentially block here. But it looks like Layson just doesn't have the damage to really pressure him. Lances and Flurries still doing work. They're also about to nerf Frost Mages too, are they not? I'm pretty sure they are. Spell stealing that hand of freedom. If you can get the slows onto Layson, it just might be lights for the Paladino. Does go for a breath, does not connect. Looking for a stun. That hammer does a lot of damage, but a stun onto Layson fully shattered through it, and there's just nothing he can really do. Massive hammer! Almost brought it back with the hammer! Now the question is, do Chicago or RMP give the mage a chance to recover here? Or do they rush him down? Or do they run him? Oh, nope. He just lets him. He lets him. He just wanted to say hello, show off the mount. Yeah, I still never got the Razageth mount. I played in Dragonflight, and I never got the Razageth mount. Never. I do want it. Whenever Dragonflight becomes legacy content, I want to go back and get the Razzie skips and at least do a Razzie LFR on my ults to try to see if I can get the mount. It's a cool looking mount, man. It's a cool proto dragon. As soon as Everchanger got himself a full heal, that is going to be a stun onto Chicago. Do the trinket. Ho actually does use the trinket. I was thinking going to hold that. Alter time is up. Everchanger going to back up out of there as best as possible. Throwing down all the blizzard. Chicago's actually going to position exactly where the altar is. But I think actually Everchanger was able to cancel that altar. He's not going back. He's not gonna be able to get a lot of health recovery. He got blocked in case he needs to. But he definitely needs to be very, very careful with his health. We are at 7-minute mark here with the timer. And the dampening is getting up there with a quick block out for Everchanger. Is going to be able to recover a little bit of health. However, that 39% dampening is going to be able to slow down some of that healing. For Chicago, he's able to funnel a lot of healing pretty regularly, pretty aggressively, is able to catch up. But Everchanger with a couple of these, couple of shatters, was able to get a lot done here. Is going to be a stun. Everchanger not moving. He's trying to see if he can maybe get that stun to fully built up onto Chicago, but it's not going to be able to. Unfortunately, Ever may have to go for a second block here. I don't know if they have it. Lightning bolts are doing a lot. Ice Wall to stop Chicago in its place, actually. That is so perfect. Actually, I had to stand there and destroy the wall. Picking up the eye. Everchanger is in Invis. Oh, the eye did not get picked up immediately. So for Everchanger, that's an opportunity to at least get to the other side of the pillar and potentially sit down to pick up a few ticks of food. So the Tempest, however, just absolutely wipes out all the progress. Second block is available, so for Everchanger, this is your last chance here. I think he needs to land the breath onto Chicago full stun and just full burst. That's about all he can do. I don't think there's another chance here. Does try to see if he can close the gap. Breath connects. Stun comes through. Isn't enough. Big flurries. Tries to go to stun. Stun actually is avoided. Lasso to follow. Does not able to get a proper stun, but he's going to be able to break that lasso. And Chicago, however, is still frozen either way. Meteor down is going to be a wall for Chicago with full ascendance. Everchanger, full burst available, but without ascend. Yeah, with Tempest coming through, there's just not much you can do. That is a tough one, man. That is a tough call. That was not an easy match. Let's get us another one going, boys, yeah? Uno mas, Night King and Chicago. Let me know when you guys are good to go, and we'll queue it.